headphones. That one's tethered.
Tethered.
Yeah, this one's not tethered. You can have this one though.
No, yeah, I think this goes in the newsroom. I just want to make sure they have it when they go.
Nobody needs the news. Come on.
They're kind of cutting it down around here.
Oh no, you're live. All right, guys, you hear the secrets here. Oh my goodness! Welcome into compute this AfterSchrock, I guess, and we'll give everybody a couple minutes to get joined up until we start digging into everything. Let me email this winner off here before I forget to do that. I am notoriously forgetful about little details, so I'm going to get this done while I'm thinking about it. The Sunday winner is Rick, and Rick's phone number is this. There we go. Okay. So, just a word of warning. If you call into AM radio shows a lot, and for whatever reason, the call screener doesn't put you on the air, and for whatever reason, you end up telling that particular call screener on a previous occasion to go beep himself, he's going to remember who you are, and the odds that he might screen calls for other programs is a high likelihood. We got a call from a gentleman that wanted to get on the program and hawk some wares, basically, and if you don't let him on, he gets gruff, and he slipped through the cracks and infiltrated our show. If you didn't hear that in the last one, I'll let you guess who that was. But anyway, I'm sure he's a great guy. It's just that, you know, we only had like 6 minutes left in the show at that point, so I couldn't go into a whole diatribe about, you know, all the stuff that he wanted to talk about. But anyway, so welcome into the AfterSchrock, guys. I kind of teased at the end of the show that we kind of have a one-off special deal on a laptop. So basically, we ordered a laptop for a customer, and they wanted the Intrepid laptop. And you can go on our website and check out the Intrepid. It's our mid-range laptop. It's the most popular one we sell because it's upgradable. You can upgrade the memory, you can upgrade the hard drive, but they wanted it smaller. They wanted it in like a 14-inch size instead of the 15.6, because if it's smaller, that makes it lighter. The things you trade off for that is you don't get a DVD drive, and there's no 10 keypad because the keyboard has to be smaller because the screen is smaller. But the computer is zippy fast. 8 gigs of RAM, 240 gigs. All the specs are the same aside from the DVD drive of the standard Intrepid laptop. So the difference is it's $100 cheaper because this customer canceled their order after they ordered it. So we're just kind of stuck with it. We can't send it back. So it's in the Lincoln Service Center right now. So if you were listening in Lincoln, you could actually go to the Lincoln Service Center and go in and buy this unit right now. As I mentioned a couple times, we're moving the Lincoln Service Center. The less stuff we have to move, the better. So if we can convert this and get this out of there, we're not making any money at all on it. But if you're looking for a laptop, if you're not in Lincoln, if you're in Omaha or Papillion, Des Moines, any place like that, you can call into one of the service centers and actually ask them to sell this to you. They'll probably wonder what the hell you're talking about because it's not in their service center. Everyone in Lincoln knows what it is. So if you're going to have it shipped or you want to order it, call Lincoln and order it from Lincoln. Lincoln's phone number, let me grab this real quick, is 402-423-9595. First voicemail, because we're not open till noon today. First voicemail there will get the computer. So anyway, and it's $699. It's $100 cheaper than the standard Intrepid laptop. All right, Thomas has a question. I have a phone that we're going to add Semantic Endpoint Mobile to it when it becomes available. I need to know if I should replace the Semantic Endpoint on my laptop with the Semantic Endpoint Mobile to use the VPN. Okay, so basically the way that the phones work, basically we're adding an app to your phone. The app is not going to be compatible with the computer. So because an iOS app only runs on Apple devices, and an Android app only runs on Android devices. So the Semantic Endpoint software on your computer does not come with a VPN. It's not included. There is, however, a VPN included with the Semantic Endpoint for the mobile devices. The reason for that is when you're on a mobile device, when you go to the grocery store, when you go anywhere, your phone auto joins available open wireless networks. And it's a security risk to anything that you put through in that environment. Yet you're expected to allow that because otherwise you're chewing up your data plan. So the VPN is extremely necessary for the average everyday user on a phone. But on a computer, the only reason you would need a VPN is in your situation. So unfortunately, you can't install the mobile version on your computer. You have to go out and purchase a VPN. One of the most popular ones out there was the Nordun VPN. Not Norton. It's not made by Symantec. It's Nordun VPN. And that one's pretty affordable and pretty popular as well, and it's legit. Some of the cheaper ones, or even the free ones, are actually made by malware companies. I would recommend you avoid those if at all possible. All right, I have several of your surge protectors, which are great. If one starts chirping, how long does the chirping last? It chirps endlessly until you replace it. It'll never stop. Could you miss it? No, you won't miss it. Yeah. You will not miss it. If you want to know what it sounds like, what you can do is a quick surge protector knowledge here. Fun fact, if you don't have a grounded outlet, so when you plug in your surge protector, if you only have the 2 prongs instead of the 3-prong outlet, if there's no ground wire, that surge protector will start chirping immediately. So if you want to see what it sounds like, they make those little adapters for people who have the 3-prong things that have to plug it into a 2-prong outlet. You know, everybody's got one of those sitting in the junk drawer in the kitchen somewhere, right? So grab it out of the junk drawer, put it on the surge protector, plug it into the wall. Because there's no ground wire, it will start chirping, and you'll hear the chirp. So it sounds literally, it's just like a cricket. It sounds about the same volume as a cricket. It's about the same tone as a cricket. It will remind you of a cricket in your house. It's extremely annoying, and it never quits. It never rests. It never stops. So you're not going to miss it if it goes off, for sure. Thanks for the comment, Stephanie. I appreciate it. Let's see. What else do we got here? What else did we not get to? There was a bunch of stuff here. A couple crypto mining groups are fighting each other in a turf war over unsecured Linux servers. So the days that, hey, we have Linux, we're not prone to all this crap, those days are gone, because now the crypto mining groups are so aggressive that if they infect a Linux server and they detect that somebody else's crypto mining software already got there first, the new crypto mining software will delete the old crypto mining software so that it's not competing for resources, and it can use all of your computer's power and available memory and everything to mine crypto. If you're not familiar with this can happen in a number of ways. Number one, cryptocurrency malware mining can happen on the internet. So if you're in your browser, whether it's Chrome, Firefox, Edge, and you go to a website, the first big website that got caught doing this was Showtime.com. Because people were going to Showtime to watch a show, right? So you're going to turn it on and you're going to sit on that screen for an hour. And so Showtime said, well, while you're just sitting here in the background, why don't we put a script on the web page that will use your computer's processor and your computer's power, so your battery or your AC power, to mine cryptocurrency. Now, individually on a computer processor, you can't really mine crypto. It's just not cost effective. You would never do it. You'd lose money. But if I can get a few 100,000 computers doing it at the same time, I'm not going to get rich or anything, but it's free money. Well, free for me anyway. You guys all have to pay the power cost. So Showtime did it. They got busted doing it. It's totally okay to do this. There's no law against it as long as you disclose it. So people who come to the website know you're doing it, but nobody discloses it because it's like, what? You're going to do what? So now these crypto mining groups, if they can infect a website with crypto mining software, that's great. If they can infect a server that serves websites, servers typically have more powerful processors and they have access to more memory, and no one's really monitoring them very closely. Unless the website goes down, nobody really touches the web server. So as a result, once they infect one of these servers, they tend to stay infected for a long period of time. So now they're getting so aggressive, they're actually fighting each other for resources. Oh, the one that the NordVPN is the one that I was talking about. I'm familiar that Norton also has one. I have not tried it myself. And honestly, I've only tried the NordVPN because a customer had it on their computer and I had to disable it in order to do a bunch of stuff. So yes, the VPNs can interfere with stuff that's supposed to work. For example, Drive Advisor. Drive Advisor has a little hook in it. So if you install Drive Advisor, and if you don't have it, you can get it here. driveadvisor.com. But driveadvisor.com is a free program we make that monitors the health of your hard drive. Just this morning, I had a customer whose C drive dropped to 52% health. We got an alert. Now, the customer gets an alert. So if you install this at home on your own, or you're in Des Moines or Texas or Minnesota or wherever, and you install this on your computer, we do not get an alert when your hard drive is bad. I don't get an email. If you are a AfterSchrock customer, however, especially if you're a AfterSchrock customer with a warranty on your computer, we get an email, because we're going to call you just in case the alert email that you got went to your spam or something. We're going to call you and say, hey, listen up. You've got a bad hard drive. You're under warranty. We'll fix it for free. Please bring it in before you end up in the data recovery lab, because data recovery is not free. Please don't try to back up your hard drive now. It's too late. If it's bad, you're just going to make it worse, and the backup will fail anyway. Bring it in. Let us handle it. It's free. Let us do it. So that's the reason for the phone call. Well, how do we know if you're a AfterSchrock customer or if you're just Joe Blow that installed Drive Advisor in Minnesota somewhere? Obviously, you wouldn't want to get that call in there. Come on into AfterSchrock down here in Omaha. Drive it down and we'll fix it for free. You know, you're not going to want to do that. So when you bring your computer into the service center for a preventative maintenance checkup, for a repair, for anything, when Drive Advisor loads, when we turn on the computer, Drive Advisor loads, and if it is an unassociated Drive Advisor, if it's a free agent, in other words, you've never been marked as a AfterSchrock customer, it loads up the program and it looks at what IP address it's connected to the internet from. And if it is connected from one of the 3 IP addresses that are AfterSchrock, repair bay IP addresses, it knows it's in a AfterSchrock repair bay, right? And therefore, it will ask the AfterSchrock technician to associate this with the AfterSchrock tag number. Give us the customer number so that we can bring it all together and then send emails to Thor and everybody else into the service centers so that this customer gets contacted when their hard drive goes bad, and we're sure they get contacted. Well, if you have a VPN on your computer, the computer is using different IP addresses regardless of how it connects to the internet, and Drive Advisor will never know that it's in the AfterSchrock repair bay. So there are valid uses for IP addresses and things like that that VPNs will interfere with. So if you don't need a VPN, if you're not taking your computer to unsecured networks like hotels and airports and things like that, there is not really a need for a VPN. If you're concerned about your privacy from the government, for example, or privacy from your internet service provider, a VPN will block their ability to look at what you're looking at. So if that's you, then you could get a VPN. But like I said, don't go for the free ones or the super duper cheap ones, like $5 a month kind of thing. You're going to spend about $30 a month for a good VPN, anywhere from $15 to $30 a month. Sometimes they give you a discount if you buy annually. That's normal. But anything that's like $5 a month, $10 a month, something like that, there's usually a scam. Usually it's made by the bad guys, and you sign up and you give them your credit card information, and then they have full access to your computer too. So it's not a great plan. But it'll keep the crypto miners, guessing for sure. Admiral, what was his name? Admiral. Oh.
Admiral Rick. I don't know.
Admiral Rick. I don't know. Whatever. He mentioned he wished that during the show that people would go after these hackers and charge them with a crime. Well, it is a federal crime to hack. We do charge all kinds of people with it. We just can't prosecute them because they're all overseas. U.S. charges one of the Anthem hackers, Chinese national member of a larger hacking group, indicted today in Indianapolis. U.S. Department of Justice today indicted a Chinese national for his role as a member of an elite Chinese hacking group that breached at least 4 U.S. companies. The indictment was unsealed today. It names Fuji Wang, 32, as one of the group's members. According to documents, Wang and other hackers typically operate using spear phishing to trick employees into installing malware on their own computers. Again, that's the only thing, the IT guy, the only thing your network administrator, the only thing that AfterSchrock can't protect you against. We can lock your hardware down. We can lock your software down, but we can't lock your wetware down, right? So we try to do that every week with the show. So spear phishing is when we send you an email that says, oh, wow, there's an invoice here that needs to be paid, and if you don't pay it, we're going to turn it over to collections. If you have questions, you can open the invoice. I've attached it for your convenience. I'm a business owner. Oh, my, did we miss an invoice? Oh, click, click. Infected. Yeah, you got it. You got hit. If you have endpoint, you didn't get hit. But most people, apparently like the city of Baltimore, don't have endpoint, so they get hit. Spear phishing. You're going after a particular person or a particular computer. Once you gain access to that computer, the reason you want that computer is because it has access to other things, and then you build through that. Let's see, one of the biggest hacks in history, the Anthem hack ranks as one of the world's worst. up there with OPM, Target, Equifax, and Yahoo, 2 Yahoo breaches. The Anthem hack took place in the fall of 2014. Hackers stole personal info for 78.8 million Americans. Exposed data included in the Anthem heist were client names, dates of birth, physical and email addresses, medical IDs, and social security numbers. The hack was informally attributed by members of the cyber community to Chinese government-backed hackers, but Washington never really said anything. The DOJ's indictment doesn't mention any links between Wang and the Beijing government apparatus. So yeah, and they have his picture. They've got, let's see, place of birth was the People's Republic of China. His eyes are brown. His nationality, Chinese. Really? He goes by Dennis Wang. Dates of birth. He was born in 1987. He has black hair, and he's a boy. That's what they know about him. They indicted him today. They're never going to apprehend him. So the admiral was saying it's true. They're never going to get him. So they try to get all kinds of people, but sometimes you get them and sometimes you don't. All right. No, Norden. I think Norden is cheap, but it's also an annual buy. You can't pay $5 a month for it. What I was getting at is the places that are like it's $1.99 a month, and you pay monthly like a micropayment. Those are usually a scam. The ones that have you pay for the entire year, especially I know that Norton is okay and Nordun, or NordVPN, they're both okay, so you don't have to worry about those. All right, let's see what else do we got here. Amazon sellers struck with extensive fraud and financial theft. They fell victim to a scheme last year. Amazon has revealed an extensive fraud operation which compromised the accounts of 100 sellers in 2018. According to redacted UK legal filings, excuse me, unknown actors managed to break into those actors. They're all terrible. Is it like who's doing this? This is like Ocean's 11, right? Yeah, this is Matthew McConaughey. He's doing that. No, I'm just kidding. The actors, threat actors, managed to break into the accounts and siphon cash from victims generated through loans and sales and depositing funds in their own bank accounts. So basically, it's a bunch of people selling stuff on Amazon, and they got hacked. So ransomware infects victims by disguising itself as antivirus software. Watch out for this one, guys. I'll guarantee you we're going to get calls this week about this. Hey, I know I have Endpoint, but I got a pop-up on my screen that says my antivirus software is expired, and it needs to install this other one from Microsoft. Should I do that? That's how the call is going to go, and we're going to get it over and over and over. So when we interrupt you like 4 words in, be like, no, don't do it. Don't feel offended. That's just, we've heard it like so many times. And if you do it, you're going to get hit with ransomware. It's that bad. So you definitely don't want to do that. Okay. Okay, so last call for questions, guys. Let me see. So while you're coming up with any questions you want to ask, man, has anyone ever had like a minor rotator cuff injury? Oh, gosh, it hurts so bad. So I've been grimacing through the show here like, oh, even though I've had like this chicken wing just kind of hangs down and this one's doing all the work. But basically I was working on that mini data center, and we had to screw some stuff into some steel studs basically. And you know, you just have to drill really hard into it, drill some pilot holes. So a lot of like, you're leaning, you're pushing, and it goes in. And yesterday, I mean, my arm was hurting a little bit. It wasn't bad. It was rough, but it wasn't like debilitating pain. So then yesterday, I found out I had to move a board that I put up on this wall. It was 6 inches or 8 inches too low. Had to go up 6 or 8 inches, and the guy was going to come in that night to do some work. So I had to get moved up. So I'm like, I'm injured, so I don't want to be stupid. The board is like, it's treated plywood, so it's really heavy. It's like 60, 70 pounds of plywood. And so you have to hold it with one hand while you're drilling with the other. So it's a 2-person job reasonably. I put it on the wall by myself, which is probably why I'm injured. So anyway, I had a guy come in from the shop and help me, move it up 8 inches or whatever. And then I screwed a couple screws in that was on the wall. Hey, thanks, I got it from here. And I'm zipping the screws in, and I get home later, and I'm like, oh, gosh, this hurts again. Hurts worse now. Take Motrin and Tylenol and a heating pad on it. It's like, oh, it just hurts. So anybody who's got tips, it doesn't seem that resting it actually makes it hurt more. So when it's doing something, it doesn't hurt at all. So if I'm like drilling or doing something, it's great. But if I just sit here, if I put my arm on the armrest, it hurts. If I let it hang at my side, it hurts. If I put it in a sling, it hurts. Go figure. The only way it doesn't hurt is if I put my hand behind my head like this and lay down. which is like really inconvenient when you have like 3 kids, because 2 of the 3 kids will straight jump. You know where they'll jump. They'll just jump right on you, like right in the solar plexus. What do you think I was going to say? They'll jump there too. All right, let's see. Back again from Columbus. Welcome back, Gary. Tiger balm, really? That'll help? Because, dang, this does not feel good. Should I be concerned about my network when my friends or family use Wi-Fi password but do not have antivirus software on their smartphones? Right now, we are not at a point where viruses are spreading from smartphone to smartphone yet. That is not happening yet. However, what is happening is you download an app. I'd be more worried about the kids that come over to your house and want to use your tablet, and they install all sorts of stupid games on it, and you get it back, you're like, what's all this stuff that got installed? That's what you need to be more afraid of. That's what this is going to protect you against in the short run. But not only that, but there are so many threats that mobile devices are not geared to protect. Like, for example, if you're using your iPhone and you go on and you do a Google search and you click on a link, you go into showtime.com, it can use your iPhone to mine crypto. It'll use your battery and your phone's processor to mine cryptocurrency. Again, they're not going to make a lot. They're not going to make a lot of money off you, but it's sure going to suck your battery dry. Have you ever been on the internet, you go to a website, and all of a sudden you look up and your battery's 30% lower and your phone is really hot? That's what's happening. Endpoint for mobile will stop that from happening. If you try to go to a website that is a fake alert site, because these do exist for phones, they'll pop up and demand you install an app on your phone to protect it from the malware infections that you have right now. And of course, the app you're downloading is the malware infection. The semantic endpoint for mobile devices will stop that from happening. You won't go there. When you go out and about in public, if you try to hit an open Wi-Fi network, you'll be able to join the Wi-Fi network. But then when you go out, it's going to put a virtual private network, a VPN, between you and the outside world, so that your IP addresses aren't getting, no one knows where you're coming from. And anybody who's on that unsecured network, this is what people don't understand. If you're at my house and I give you the Wi-Fi password, you're on my network. If I have a wide open network and you just join it, you're on my network. So even if it's password protected, it's the same thing. Once you're on the network, other people on the network can sniff your packets. Yes, that's really what it's called. They can sniff your packets to look at what you're doing on the network. That's what network administrators do. You ever wonder how they watch what you're doing at work? That's what they do. So how do you protect yourself from that? A VPN scrambles all your packets up. So your internet service provider watches everything you do. They're required by law to keep, I think, a 90-day log of every website, every email, every bit of data that goes through your internet connection. It's all monitored. If you get a firewall or a VPN, however, a VPN scrambles all of that. So it looks like you got a little bit of data from this place and a little bit from that place. And maybe if we got a forensics team on this and put a month into it, we could piece back together what website you went to, but that's about it. So it scrambles everything up. So if you're streaming stuff, the only problem with VPNs, everybody's like, hey, VPN, amazing, that's great. You can actually install a VPN on your wireless router. So all the traffic in the house has a VPN. The problem is it slows everything down. So if you're streaming, you don't want to do this because it will slow it down. If you stream to your computer, you don't want to do this because it's going to slow everything down. Mobile networks right now on phones are slow enough that you're not going to slow them down. But your residential home networks will be definitely impacted if you install a VPN on your actual router, basically. On your computer, different story. All right. Listen to your body, slow down, you're getting old. I am getting old. But the problem is there's still stuff to do. Yeah. Motion is lotion. You have to keep exercising. Yeah, and I'm thinking that too. I don't want to hurt it more because it's not. I don't think it's torn right now. I think I just strained it. Maybe, I don't know, pulled it. Maybe it's a little torn. I don't know, but it's not like a surgery injury right now. So I don't think it'd be a good idea for me to go test my incline bench press max right now. Just saying. Yeah, I've got to lay some more plywood. I'll probably be getting some help with that. I'm 5'8". I'm not exactly a bodybuilder, right? I work on computers for a living, okay? I decided I was going to build a 10x6 room. I grabbed a sheet of drywall like this, picked it up off the floor, set it down, cut it, trimmed it, went up the ladder, put it up. My watch records how many floors I've climbed. I set a record the other day in the service center. I climbed 78 floors on a ladder. Wow. It said you set a record. I didn't think anything of it. The next day it says, yeah, your all-time record is 78 floors. And I'm like, so yeah, pushing myself a little hard. I probably was. You know, I did most of that room in a week. So probably was, but I had to get done. They're going to cut a hole in the wall. The electricians are coming. Had to get done. We have products and services, by golly, that our customers need, and I will sacrifice my body to meet that goal. It's a sense of duty, you see. Yep, motion is lotion. Use ice, not heat. And see, I've seen different things. I've seen people say ice and heat back and forth. The problem is I can't locate where the pain is. It feels like it starts in the back of the shoulder, like right here, and it goes down my arm like that. So I don't know if it's a muscle. My wife's like, just go to the dumb doctor. I'm like, okay, fine. Ice first, okay. You could try this or look up rotator cuff videos. Yeah, I spent some time on the internet trying to figure it out, but everybody's like, it's either like bursitis, you know, and you're going to die, or you've ripped your rotator cuff and you're going to need surgery, and I don't think it's not torn, it's not ripped. I think I just literally strained it or overused it, but it's going to take weeks to heal is what everybody says. It's going to take weeks to heal, but definitely avoid doing things that hurt the rotator cuff, which is great. You know, the only thing that hurts my rotator cuff? Resting. No joke. It hurts to not use it. Pick up the arm, move it around. This doesn't hurt. This doesn't hurt. This doesn't hurt. This doesn't hurt. Let me fly away. It doesn't hurt. Ow, it's hurting right now. What the heck? Rest hurts. Therefore, motion is lotion and no rest. Got it. Don't do the thing that hurts. Yeah, my wife will disagree with that, I'm sure. CBD balm. Okay. My husband's shoulder is worse than yours, and it seems to be helping him a lot. Maybe I'll give that a shot. I have never purchased or used or consumed a CBD product, you see, because technically they are illegal. Did you hear about what happened at Disney World? Oh, wow. So, okay. They're illegal in Nebraska. They're not illegal in some states. So this woman goes to Disney World in Florida. She's like a 68-year-old grandmother. She's got arthritis, terrible arthritis. Her doctor literally prescribed her a CBD lotion-based oil or whatever to rub into her arthritic fingers or whatever it was, and it helped. So she was using it. So in her purse, you know, if you've ever been to Disney World, they take you through a bag check, and there are county sheriffs there. And they bring you to the bag check, and they open it up, and they look through, and the county sheriff was looking through her bag to make sure, you know, she wasn't bringing guns and bombs and stuff in. And he sees CBD oil. So he arrests her for possession of an illegal drug, they took her to jail. She spent 12 hours in a holding cell before the city prosecutor or the county prosecutor was like, we're not going to charge the 68-year-old grandmother on vacation at Disney World who has a prescription from her doctor and a lawyer apparently, saying that she has a prescription for this. We're not going to prosecute her. What's wrong with you? And they let her out. But gosh, she was on vacation. They put her in jail for 12 hours. That's a heck of a way to spend your vacay, right? I would hate for a misunderstanding of that sort to happen to me. That would be really unfortunate. But yeah, so I mean, maybe I understand that Walgreens is going to start carrying CBD oil now. But yeah, I don't know. You don't get high off CBD oil. CBD oil is like people say it calms you down. Like it's very calming. So it's got some of the. It's not the drug. It's not the THC that gets you high, but you get like the medicinal value of marijuana instead. It's kind of like hemp. You know, you can buy hemp. It comes from marijuana. You can't have the marijuana, but you can have the hemp. That's kind of like CBD oil, I guess. I've never purchased it before, but maybe I'll look into that. Hey, honey, on the way home from the grocery store today, can you get some milk and some eggs and some CBD oil for me? Appreciate it. All right, guys, I got to get rolling here. It's time to wrap it up. But as I mentioned at the start, if you're looking for a new laptop, we have a really nice 14-inch Intrepid model. It's the same as the Intrepid. It's just a smaller model. It's 14 inches instead of the 15.6. So it's a little bit lighter, a little bit smaller. Great little computer. It's on display in the Lincoln Service Center. It's the only one we have. It's $100 cheaper than the Intrepid, which is a really good deal because normally the smaller laptops get, the more expensive they get. This thing originally sold for $100 more than the Intrepid, so it's actually like $200 off. It's $6.99, I believe. So you can check that out. If you want to buy it, you can call Lincoln 423-9595. Let them know you want to buy it. It looks exactly like the Intrepid on our website, except it doesn't have the 10 keypad on the keyboard because the keyboard is smaller to match the screen. And if you want that, check it out. That way we don't have to move it. It's brand new. It's been on display for like a month. It's just been sitting there. Nobody's bought it. So if you want it, it's there. Otherwise, I've got the pictures taken. I haven't gotten with Alfonso to get it put up on the specials page yet. I know once I put it on the specials page, it'll be gone in like a day, but I just haven't got around to doing it. So if you want to save me the day, I'd appreciate it. All right, thanks, guys. Have a great afternoon, and we'll talk to you again next week.